Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the GDI campaign. We have 3 missions coming up here for you, so we're going to hop right into the first one, which is Slovakia. Alright, so this map is very interesting because there's actually 2 areas that you have of key importance. The first is your base, which is over on the right side, and the second is the medical facility that you have to defend, along with its civilians and the scientists. If any of them die in a large enough quantity, then you lose the mission. So first off, you can see that the artillery truck there sort of bamboozled my power plant. Yeah, just took it right out. Also, they're landing helicopters absolutely everywhere. That's one of the key parts of this mission, is that they really introduce a high usage of helicopters, or the Chinooks in this case, which you see later on, but not anywhere as prominent as this. But you can see if you don't have defenses set up properly, they'll overrun it. And what you don't see is that they're absolutely shredding that town apart. Compare it later on. But yeah, they managed to kill enough people, so I lost. So, restarting again. This time I was a little better prepared to actually handle this situation. I took out the Chinooks quicker, so they wouldn't put on as many troops. And I sort of just stockpiled defenses. You can see their helicopters flying in. I'm just shooting them down with the rocket trucks, which are a lifesaver. Also, the medical facility counts as a building of yours, so you can actually build sandbag walls to that open area there where you can put a refinery. That way you don't have your harvester running all the way from your base all the way over and increasing the supply route. Very useful for getting the resources quicker, because you're going to need them for the armies that you're going to need for this mission. You can see it just sniping those down. Alright, so I sent a Humvee to scout the top right, which is one of their bases. And while preparing for it, they sent a Chinook somewhere I had not seen them do it before, so I had to run them over with my large quantity of tanks, which was quite easy. But here, I have my tanks ready, and I was ready to roll. But you can see how many tanks I have here. It's not even enough to actually be able to get the mission done. Watch those turrets I'm destroying there. You're going to see them rebuild them. That's how quickly they rebuild during these attacks. You see that one's already back in. I just pushed into the base. So that just shows how much damage that they'll put on. You can see the second turret's down again. And you have to question what things to destroy during these times. And one of the things that happened was I didn't bring enough Humvees along, as usual. So I can't handle the infantry, and not as superior in rocket infantry, which means my tanks are basically sitting ducks. I had to bring in my reserve army that was defending my main base in order to finish off the attack. But luckily this whole time I'm actually building more tanks and vehicles on the side, and I was ready to push into the top left base as well. So make sure you have enough troops when you're pushing through. See, this time instead, since they don't have any money, they have to sell them off instead. But as a result, they're going to print out a bunch of rocket troops, which you could sort of see, but it didn't really matter because of how many troops I had. But from there, you just wipe everything out. And then get disappointed all over again. Those exist still. Take out the final guy, win the mission. Next mission, boys, let's go. And where we're going is Hungary. Used to be Austria-Hungary, and then they split.
The wrong time to take a vacation. We're down about 60% manpower from the tea poison. Now here's your objective. You got the Iberian River running through here about 6 knots, okay? And here you got 9 bunkers. Here's what I need from you, pal. Take out the bunkers so I can get my convoy through at 0200. Just enough to cover me until I get into range of their power base. Then all you have to do is sit back and watch the fireworks as my team shows them what kick-ass is really all about. What kick-ass is really all about. Right out.
Yes, affirmative.
Alright, so welcome back. So this mission is actually easier than the previous mission, although the amount of open area by the base is one of the difficult parts of actually being able to defend. But anyways, like you said, destroy the turrets that are on the bottom here. They give you a small army to deal with it. Any troops that survive, you can fly back with a Chinook. So keeping them alive is sort of useful. I decided to go double harvester, but I kept only one harvesting plant the entire time because I figured they could just shuffle back and forth how close it is. But anyways, the whole point of it going through is that the convoy gets hit by this obelisk, and it's supposed to spook you, but your medium tanks can tank a full shot. So there's really nothing to be scared of when it comes to it. Also, its fire rate's pretty pathetic, and the exploit we're going to use easily makes it the most useless item that they have this mission. But anyways, I have a great fortress here defending. I had to keep refilling it because of how bad it was getting destroyed. Every time a harvester went, they would just send a full flock of troops up to it. But basically, I flanked around. You can see my army is sufficiently smaller because there's not much I have to actually worry about. I use an engineer to take over their MCV, and from there I could just build guard towers and turrets off of their base. And with that, you take out their power, and then you can just swarm their obelisk without having a single problem. It's very, very simple mission. Takes a while, but very simple. To take out the turret and their SAM sites, shoot the last guy, and you win. Alright. Carrying on, we always use a policy of top or right, so here we are in Romania.
You've read the classified briefings about Orca, and here she is. I need you and Morelli to take a couple of these babies up and put them through the mill.
Alright, so welcome back. So, this map introduces you to the Orca, which, honestly, during the campaign is one of the most useless items in the game. But for this mission, it actually has some purpose because it lets you take out the turrets without losing too much HP off your vehicles. Once again, they have a artillery sitting up on a mountain somewhere. But for the mission, I would say you only need about 2 Orcas at any point. You could have built 1 Orca pad and then put 2 on it, and just shuffle them back and forth, but it's better this way. Alright, when you're taking out turrets, I guess the key thing to remember is that the AI will repair it. So the key is to hit each one once with a single Orca. That way it doesn't repair. Then you send both Orcas to destroy one at a time. And that way you destroy it without it being able to repair itself quick enough. And that lets you wipe it right out. You can also use it to defend, but I would use it against slower things like the artillery, since it's not going to have a good chance of escaping when Orcas sort of just float behind faster vehicles. Here you can see I sent a bunch of Humvees to scout the base. Gave me a sort of general idea of what I need to do. Set up a wall there so that way any resources behind it was mine. And I sort of shuffled them around that wall there so they took as little damage as possible. And then I decided to breach through the wall there. That's where their MCV was. But during this attack, I had the most poor management. So my Humvees went first and they all got destroyed, which means I had no way to destroy the infantry, and the infantry just rattled my tanks. But luckily I got the MCV and I destroyed their barracks so they couldn't do any more of that. The only thing they could do is produce tanks, and they never really did it much because they couldn't harvest anything after that. I mean, they still had resources, but they just... The AI is funny. But overall, not that bad of a mission. Really simple. Firebomb that, and you're good. I like the cinematic here because those are actually Nod light tanks. Glad to see those still in service for us. And next time, we'll be going to what has to be the greatest mission ever, because you get assigned an impossible task. See you there. In Greece.
Once you've landed on this beach and fought your way through non-security, find Delphi.
Special thanks to our sponsor, Socialism the Game. Check them out on Twitter and follow them so that way you can see what's happening with Socialism board game.